Good morning, good morning, good morning, and happy Friday. I am super pumped because my daughter, excuse me, River is off school. And why is this awesome? You know why it's awesome? Because I get to spend this time with her and I don't have to worry about punching some clock, right? I don't have to worry about that. And I'm able to actually, wear mom earrings. Oops, I just wear mom earrings. And today we're going to talk about business. Oh, look, I'm breaking up a little. We're going to talk about business. I'm going to talk to her about developing her own business. Yeah, she's 12. Yeah, she's going to get a job. But the truth is that she needs to learn now about money. And that's really good for another day. But today we're talking, you and me, about self-sabotage and what that looks like, and how to overcome that, and how to not embrace self-sabotage as though it's the most because it can be destructive. And so when we're thinking about this, when we're thinking about sabotage, and we're thinking about screwing ourselves over and all of that, then it's no good, right? Then we feel like, well, we're just failures, we're just losers. And then we get into this mental, good morning, Cheryl, then we get into this mental, repetitive state of lies that we end up telling ourselves, that we embrace as truth. And it looks like I'm frozen, but I'm talking. Hey, Andrea, I haven't seen you in forever. I hope that life is treating you beautifully. If you can see me, let me know, because it looks like I'm frozen. It looks like I'm frozen. And so self-sabotage, what does this even mean? Okay, so for some of us, this is what it looks like. So let's just get into reality. It looks like we are, okay, there, I'm free again. It looks like we are, we have a goal, right? We have this goal that we want and that we've set for ourselves, and then we don't accomplish it. Then we do everything in our power to undermine us accomplishing that goal. So let me give you a couple examples, right? It could be that you want to lose weight. You want to write a book. You want to build a business. You want to have boundaries. You want to go to bed earlier. Like, it could be a variety of things. Thank you for saying not frozen. It could be a variety of things, but the reality is if we are not making the steps toward the goal, and we're doing what we perceive as self-sabotaging behaviors, it's time for us to analyze that. It's time for us to be curious about that. It's time for us to be detectives about our own thinking, our own feelings, and our own behavior, right? It's time to look at whether or not we should call it self-sabotage, or whether there's really a different name for this, really something else that we're doing that, if we could reframe it, rethink it in our head, it would make all the difference in the world. How many of you would love, and thank you for watching. So let me say, if you're watching live, thank you, welcome. Share this with a friend. And actually, I realize I'm posting this in a group, so you can't share. Invite some of your girlfriends. When we get off this live, invite some of your girlfriends. I'm broadcasting this from the Bold, Brave Women Ready to Make Shit Happen group. And within that group, you can go to the members area and you can click and invite some of your friends. What women do you know in your life? Your mother, your sister, your colleagues, your cousins, your aunts. Who do you know in your life who really needs to hear that they are powerful beyond their believing right now in this moment? They just forgot how powerful they are. In this case in point, with this self-sabotage. And those of you who are watching the replay, make sure that you ask me a question. Make sure that you're showing up and you're typing in replay and what you got out of this. And I'm actually doing an experiment. I didn't really publish this, that I was going to go on with this topic, except earlier today. And we're looking at different broadcast software. So right now, I'm experimenting with you to see how many people are actually going to be pulled on to this live versus when I advertise it or when I show it. So thanks for being here. I appreciate you. So let's get right into it. What if instead of thinking about sabotage as undermining yourself and beating yourself up and being critical to yourself and being in that place of like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. What was I thinking? What if instead, when you're sitting on the sofa and you're eating chips, or you're staying up watching YouTube or what have you, what if instead this is your primitive thinking about you're actually rewarding yourself? See, somewhere along the lines, we got to the place, right? You got to the place where the behavior that looks like sabotage, you looked at it, you in your thinking somehow got that mixed up, thinking like that was good self-care, right? That was good self-care. Instead of and then that was somehow rewarding. Like, you've had a bad day, go ahead and sit on the sofa. You don't need to go work out. Don't worry about writing that book. You don't need to spend the half hour every day doing, the writing. You don't have to do that. It's okay. You can say yes to that other thing. No. Right? So somehow we got into saying yes to all these things that don't matter, thinking that they were the reward. And we realize that when we get into this crazy busy posture, or this eating the chips, or everything that's not focused on our real goal, that's the reward. When in reality, the reward is accomplishing that goal. The reward is how you feel in your body when you exercised. How you feel after that 20 minutes of just sitting down in like stream of consciousness writing so you can get some chapters of your book or your blog or what have you done. See, that's the reward. We've confused it and thinking like, that's the work. I don't want to do the work. Oh my God, taking a walk. It seems much easier to, yes, right. So it feels much easier to sit on the sofa and eat a bag of M&Ms while you're watching Bravo TV because you've had a long day and you're tired. We think that that's the reward, but is it really? At the end of the day, right? Thanks, Cheryl. At the end of the day, we unconsciously have that as the reward, but we have to be aware of that behavior. And I hold it here, right? Because it's precious. I realize I'm like gesticulating here. I'm holding this because really it's that sweet part of us that just got confused, thinking like this action, which we're doing in the moment, we think we are rewarding ourselves. We've had a bad day, we're eating these M&Ms, but then later we're thinking, why in the hell did I eat all those M&Ms? I totally sabotaged myself. Instead of recognizing that eating those M&Ms or not taking that walk or not sitting down for an hour writing or whatever, like that work is the reward, and how we feel about how we did that walk or that not eating the M&Ms or whatever, that's the true reward. So I know this is a shift. So I'm going to say this again because I know that some of you who will be watching this are focused so much on like, Mary, that's not a reward. I know better. I know I shouldn't, I know that I should not eat those M&Ms. But on some level, that was self-care. You've developed that into being some self-care or reward, however you want to language that, right? And so sometimes I talk about like that is a form also of procrastination. Like all of that is in the same bucket. All of that's in the same bucket. So